Recently, I learned that Python actually has a way of defining literal types, which are also known as value types. So what I'm going to be showing you in this video is how to use the literal type. So to get started, we're going to import from the typing module both the type alias and the literal. And right below, we're going to create something called a mode, which is going to be a type alias. So we're explicitly telling Python that this is a type alias, and we're just going to assign it the type of string. So mode is now considered a string. Next, pretend we have some function that's called open file, and it takes a file of type string, and it also takes a mode of type mode. Now, if you've been programming in Python, you'll notice that this is very similar to the syntax we use when we're using with open file name in some sort of mode. So practically, we're doing the exact same thing. And whatever happens, we want to return a string. So next we can return that we are reading the file in, and quotation marks, mode. So this will simulate us reading or doing some sort of operation on the file. Next, let's try to use this. So here we'll type in open file, and we can say indently.txt in read mode. And that's going to work perfectly. If we actually print this, you'll see that we will get back that we are reading indently.txt in R mode. And that works fine. But let's duplicate this and let's insert something random, such as T. Now, as far as my understanding goes, there's no such thing as reading something in T mode. But the code editor is not going to give us any warnings. And of course, we're probably going to find out the brutal truth as soon as we run the program that T is not a valid reading mode. Anyway, there is a type that will prevent us from passing in an invalid literal, because right now I just defined the mode to be a string, which means any string would be valid. But what we really wanted to do is use the literal type. And here we can define the value types that we want to accept. For example, there's read mode, there's write mode, and we can even type in something such as append. Immediately, you'll see that we are going to get the syntax highlighting for the second file that we're trying to open, because T is now considered an invalid type. As you can see, we expected a literal with R, W, and A, but we got a literal of T instead. So now the code editor will tell us if we're passing in something that doesn't make sense. For example, if we pass in P, we will get some syntax highlighting. If we pass in 0, we will get some syntax highlighting. But if we pass in a literal that actually makes sense, we're not going to get any more syntax highlighting because we passed in the correct type. And going back to the with open itself does not have this feature. I wish they would add it to code editors, because that would be quite cool to catch before running the program. If I insert something random such as M just by accident, it would be cool if the code editor would warn me. And I personally don't really know why open doesn't have it, but I really do enjoy that we can define it for our own functions, because I think it's super cool that we can get some warnings back for passing in invalid literals. Anyway, I would love to hear what you think about this typing feature in the comment section down below, but otherwise, with all that being said, as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.